Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. We're talking about kids. I was saying too, I'm like, if none of us had to eat, it would be real cheap in my house.
It's like, come on, people. The money that they're charging for camps, that's what you're telling me. Summer camps, that's ridiculous.
I know.
It's a racket.
It is. You have to just weigh out, like, do I want to spend this? Are they going to remember it?
It's like you said, do we eat or do we do camps?
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's like, if nobody had to eat, man, we could go everywhere. We could travel.
Trying to work and have summer at the same time. It's hard.
It is. It's like, man, the struggle is real. So I love those teachers out there. My goodness.
Yes.
Yeah.
My children, please.
I know. I'm like, I will give you whatever you need. So I actually am looking forward to this topic today. I'll tell you why. And I wanted to ask you, so what do you think is your threshold? Like, how long will you wait to hear back from a business before you're like, that's it, crossing off my list? Is it like a day, or is it like a couple hours, or does it kind of depend on if it's an emergency or not?
Well, it does kind of depend, but I really expect to hear back that same day at least.
Yeah.
Because you're usually wanting an answer right then.
Right.
If you're leaving a message, you're shopping. Like we've, said, if you're searching for something, you're looking to buy. So
yeah. You're ready. It's
what about you?
I think it kind of is dependent upon what I'm needing, but especially in the beginning when I'm sort of shopping around, then I don't wait very long, because I'm like ready, like you said, I'm ready to buy, I'm ready to go. So I think, so this is really something that business owners, particularly if you're in an industry where, that customer service and quick response is everything. We want to talk about, like, how quickly are you responding, and online reviews. Are you responding to those online reviews? People don't realize how important that is. And I get it, because, like, business owners, they're busy. They got a million things to juggle. They can't just sit there and like be, paying attention to everything. But the flip side of that is that customers and their expectations have totally changed. Like, we are expecting responses immediately. So that's what we're going to talk about today, because there really is some easy ways that are automated to help you get in touch with customers and improve that customer service experience. So that was a long intro. But
you did well. I'm just like,
yeah, I was like, holy moly, it's 3 minutes in. Let's get going on this.
Okay, officially welcome to Marketing Mix. Every week, Sarah and I are here to talk about different types of digital marketing. We cover a lot of things. That's where the mix comes in. So we may talk about trends. We may talk about really what people are thinking, which is going to be today. Be very important. So let's really take a look at our broadcast first, so they know where to find us.
Yes. Okay. Every week we go live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, and you can catch the replay on Instagram. And we have a shortened version of this that we put out on LinkedIn, and our podcast, Marketing and a Mic, good info, as well as our YouTube channel, Fusion Web Marketing. And as we always say every week, why do we do this? Because we want to give really good, solid information to help small business owners navigate the digital marketing world.
What's really cool, and getting off topic.
Get off topic. We have to talk about this.
We actually had somebody go use our free resources. I think it was last week, and we ended up working with them with the digital business card that we talked about. So it's kind of cool. Not that we always want to, expect to work with somebody just because you watched our videos. But the point is, she got a lot of great information from our resources. So hop on over to YouTube.
It's so exciting. I know it, like what we're putting out there is just giving us opportunity, and I love it. I love it.
Yep.
So, okay, let's jump right into it, shall we today?
Yes.
All right. The first thing we want to talk about is there's two ends. We're going to do kind of social media, and then we're going to talk about online reviews. But first thing is, why responding quickly on social media? Why does that matter? Here, so I'm going to throw some stats at you. So a third of customers, expect businesses to respond within an hour to earn their business, 1 hour. And over half, 51%, will go somewhere else if it's longer than 6 hours to respond. So that's pretty wild to me. That just goes to show quickness is key.
Yes, definitely. Wow, those stats are that's pretty wild. I guess I'm a little bit more lenient. I mean, I'd love to hear right back, but anyway, we're going to show you ways where you can make that happen.
Yeah.
In Messenger, I think everybody's heard of Messenger probably, is the ideal platform for this, what we want to call conversational marketing, so that you make sure you don't leave people hanging. It's one of the best ways to build customer relationships. Facebook Messenger, also Instagram, right? Messenger also includes Instagram. It displays, now this can be good and bad. It displays how quickly a business responds. It even gives you some of those color-coded badges. I don't know if you guys have seen that. So if you're given a really responsive badge, it tells the customer that you are really consistently on your game. But if you don't have one of those cute little badges,
yeah. Isn't that wild? They'll actually rate how quickly, and they show it for everybody. Excuse me, everybody. And speaking of that, negative experiences are easy to share, and boy, don't we do that. How often do you see somebody like screenshot, whatever the response was, and they put it everywhere and they plaster it everywhere? So that's why that whole real-time communication is key, because, people are using Facebook and Instagram Messenger a lot, and it's their customer service tool for them. So that's why, it's kind of down to fast replies is happy customers.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. I saw some this week, in fact, people complaining, I've been trying to reach out to somebody for days and nobody's responded. Are you guys even still open? I mean, comments like that. Of course, bad news always travels fast. Nobody ever or rarely talks about the good stuff. But anyway, here we have ways to improve customer experience on Messenger. All right, we're going to provide self-service options. Now, what does that mean? Number one, we have what we call the auto reply.
Yes.
So if you go to Facebook Business Manager page, and we're going to pull it up right here.
Let me get this better off.
Yeah. And you head on over to your Messenger. On the left side of the navigation panel, you can turn on auto reply and type in an automated reply message that will be sent back the moment the customer sends a general inquiry immediately.
Yes. So this is what's great. So we're just showing you, I want to show you on your navigation when this is your business page. So please, if you don't have a business page, you have to have a business page.
Yeah, let's back up.
Right. I mean, if you are a business, you need a business page. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, wherever you're going, you need to have it. So here's what you do. You hit on your side panel there under settings, you go under messaging, and then you're going to hit set up automated responses. This is a really great tool for being able to, like what Glenna was saying, it's a quick response, but it at least acknowledges the customer, and you can set that up pretty much to say whatever you want it to say. So as you clicked on that section of set up edit your automated message, you can hit right here on instant reply and turn it on. Then you're going to go over to edit message. And then right over here, as you see on the far side with where the phone is, that's going to be exactly the message that's going to instantly reply as soon as somebody reaches out. So it's a great tool. It buys you time. It's kind of what I look at it. It's not an end all, but it buys you time to at least acknowledge the customer.
It really does. And even though it's automated, it at least makes them feel important And you can take this to the hilt. I mean, you can make this as fancy as you want to. We're going to be talking about how to do some of those kind of things. So number 2, you could even set up what we call an FAQ section, frequently asked questions, to where people can find answers immediately. So you can add those on the page.
Yeah.
And it's like a conversation. So right there, those are things that people ask you all the time, and that if you answer that question, then you're going to help the customer. They don't have to go any further. They found out, what time you're open, what about a consultation, whatever you want it to be. So you can add these questions to a menu, which people can access throughout the conversation. And then automated responses are sent instantly after someone taps the question. So, it's just really cool way of interacting.
Yes. Yes, this is in the same area as that instant reply. And so there's another section called frequently asked questions that you can see highlighted there. And I love this because you can add a maximum of 4 questions will appear, but you can add up to 5 questions to a menu that people can access during the conversation. This is why I love this, is because it gives people answers, and then you can also add certain call to actions and a URL to connect the user directly to the information that they're inquiring about. So right here, I can have a specific question with the automated response, and then I can, whatever it could be, a button that says schedule a consultation, it could be a book online, and whatever it is, and the customer could just click on that and it takes them exactly where their answer is. Versus, what's the alternative? No instant reply, no questions, no answers, no call to action. So somebody's, reaching out on Messenger, nobody's getting back to them. That's like the whole point of today, is you can easily set up stuff to get the customer acknowledgement and answers that they need. So I love it. And I just, think that's, like I said, you can add buttons, you can add URLs, you can add anything. It's really a great feature that, yeah, all you have to do is turn it on.
Yeah.
Really.
All you have to do is set it up. And if it looks too difficult, again, you have us. That's something that we can always provide for you. And a bonus thing, this is really cool. You can add additional buttons, attachments, and even personalize it with the customer's name, which is unreal. So,
Yeah.
And then a big tip: to expedite customer service, set up your questions to lead the customer to a solution or a way to contact. So just don't leave them hanging. You can take them all through these FAQs and everything. But if you want more information or want to schedule a consultation, click here. And then it basically brings everything to an end, or, to satisfy the customer of what they're needing.
Yeah, I think that's like such a good point, because I was thinking, what if someone's like, what are your services? And then you explain what your services are, and that's it.
Yeah.
And maybe that answered it, but why not take it a step further and be like, to learn more, to whatever it is, just take them somewhere. So it's really cool. So there's a lot of other features on here, but we'll talk about just a couple more that are real key. One of them is a chat plugin. So this would be taking it a step further. It allows you to integrate your Messenger experience directly to your website. And for the customer, it kind of helps create a single experience. So you can continue the conversation even after the customers left the website and continue it on Messenger. So it's just a way to integrate the two. And right here would be the chat plugin. This is something that does take, you need to have your plugin. So you'll have to have that, create that code snippet and add it to your website. So it's not, there's a few more steps to it. But the importance of this is to know that there is an option to add that and to integrate Messenger to your website. So I think that's a pretty cool feature.
It's just so much. It's just so cool. Wow. There's no reason to leave people hanging. I want to say good morning to Steve Johnson.
Good morning,
early bird with us this morning. You can also put additional features. There's so many features. That's why we wanted to do this. But have you ever, maybe we haven't because we've been working here for a while. Have you ever applied for a job on Facebook, but you don't know if anybody got it or what happened to it? So you can also set up features like sending confirmations for job applications that have been sent in. You can send up follow-up reminders for appointments, get feedback of their overall experience from your customers. And what's really crucial, I think we mentioned it a minute ago, is you can make sure that you have a call to action button on your pages. So tell them what to do, lead them down that path, and finish the conversation. I think is really the main thing. Is you want to finish the conversation, not leave them hanging anywhere in the balance.
Yes. And again, it kind of goes back to like, why are we doing this? Because we're seeing it, we're seeing this happening where people are trying to get through, they're not just making a phone call. There's so many different ways that people communicate. And that's why it's like cover all your bases. And so we're seeing customers are like, hello, I'm trying to do this. And we're like,
yeah. Well, it really started with our own customers. We're like, we do so much social media for people and we see these things coming in. Our customers are busy. They're not seeing. So anyway, it was a great way. You came up with it and investigated and found all this great information, but it's a great way, like you said, to buy time and make sure you're giving the customer a good experience.
Yes, absolutely. So, here's the other thing. There's some best practices. This seems like a no-brainer, but truly, whatever you set up, just make sure your contact method, whatever you're providing, is something that you check or use often. I know that seems like, well, duh, but honestly, if you're saying like, email us at this, and it's like nobody's there to check it regularly, what's the point? So.
True.
And then another just really key tip is whatever key information that you have, any general information that is maybe asked often, or is something people are going to ask, your hours, your what your services, put that information up front on your pages thoroughly, because it'll save you time and the customer time, rather than being like, well, I didn't see it anywhere. So,
Yes. I mean, saving time is what we're all about. And like you said, you have to go to so many places to check things these days, messages and all of that. So stop wasting your time, stop wasting customers' time. But then also that provides them an opportunity on our end to take them again down the road. Another important strategy is to make sure that you have an omni-channel strategy. What does that mean? You want to make sure that you're able to...
Glenna, I got to stop you. I thought this was going to be the word you were going to get hung up on.
Hey, when I was practicing, I was like, I want to say this a few times to get this down. And it was good, wasn't it?
It was almost like I planted it and I was like, will she?
You set me up every week, don't you?
You delivered.
Omni-channel, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, live chat, all of that, just make sure it's available everywhere for where your customers are visiting.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one. Okay, we're going to switch gears and we're going to talk about online reviews. And this is another one that we see so much. So we were just like, time out. We got to talk about this.
Yes.
So again, I'm going to start with some stats. So 72%, and I actually saw this fluctuate anywhere between like 72 and up to upwards of 89%. They won't take any action until they read a review. That's wild, but it makes sense. So it's crucial to make sure that you're controlling as much of the dialogue with online reviews as possible, because when you're responding to reviews, it does so much. And not only is it going to help you with a strong, build that strong reputation of your business, but you're getting in touch with you're acknowledging your customers. This is what it's all about, acknowledging your customers. And they care and they appreciate it.
Yeah, show them that you care, because you really do. At the end of the day, you want to make sure that they're getting the best experience that they possibly can. Plus, responding to reviews gives your SEO. We always have to put that in somewhere. It's going to give your SEO a boost. And it also helps search engines determine whether you're a legitimate business and whether you're really out there. How about this? It accounts for up to 15% of how Google ranks a local business.
I think that was wild when I saw that.
That's pretty. I need to go check my reviews. I need to respond to a couple, I think.
Yeah, it's crazy but very, very true. So going along with Google, they look at things as they want to give trusted information to the user, the end user. So high quality, positive reviews from your customers improves your business visibility and increases the likelihood, obviously from a customer standpoint, that they're going to visit your location when they see, 40 great positive reviews. So I think this is something too. I was actually talking to Rob about this, and we were like, think about this. You spend so much time trying to attract customers to your business that why not solidify the relationship by responding to those reviews? You spend so much time trying to cultivate the business. Why not acknowledge them when they go out of their way to leave a review?
No, you're exactly right. And it's hard. Again, you need to set up those notifications, make sure you're getting them. So let's talk about ways to improve online review process. It just equals great customer service, basically. So number one, you want to make sure you set up your Google My Business listing. That's kind of like your little website on Google. Make sure that it's completely filled out so that people can get information if they need it again. And if you do this, Google will integrate your contact information into the call to action buttons.
And that's something we want to show too, because I thought, wow, this is something that is, again, a tool that if you set it up, it just simplified it on the business owner's end. So you're going to have notifications, and I want to show this. So when you set up your Google My Business listing, you have this area over here, settings, okay? And you're going to be able to set up any type of notification that you want. The first one you're going to want is to allow for messaging. This is, well, I want to stop. This is more like of a preference, but if you have messaging, this can be like a welcome message that automatically appears to any visitor who clicks on the messenger button of your Google My Business listing. So again, it's just another touch point. And get notifications for reviews. This is what I'm talking about. So you could set up an automated alert, which will be sent directly to your email whenever an online review is made about your business. All you have to do is go in here under settings and click on that, and it makes it so easy. So when a review does come in, you're getting notified about it. So It's like it's telling you, hey, you just got a review. So you can just click on over there and say, thank you so much, David. We appreciate you, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, because again, we have so many things to check on these days, messages and voicemails and texts and all that stuff. So make sure you are putting it, again, we've said it 3 times, I think now, on an email account that you check frequently, or something that it's going to get your attention.
I just wanted to pause on that for a second, because you were saying, we're saying that, oh my gosh, make sure it's something you check, but don't we come across that so much? They're like, I don't know what that email is. What's my email to? And you're like, oh my goodness, like this is, it's your kind of your lifeline into getting stuff. So
yeah, and you can funnel it all into the same place if you want to. And in fact, you don't even have to use a Gmail account just because it's Google My Business. You can use your business email account that you check all the time. Now, it probably gives you a lot more emails than you'd like, but still, you're less likely to miss them. Also, on your Google My Business, you can create social media posts that appear on your Google My Business listings with call to action buttons like events, offer signups, specific URLs to lead customers to other opportunities. So there's just so much you can do. It's crazy.
It is crazy. But it's simple once you set it up.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got 2 more things we want to touch on, and one of them is, again, responding to online reviews.
That makes me laugh because I keep thinking of the backspace, especially with the bad review. But anyway, go ahead. We'll get to that.
Backspace is your best friend sometimes. So yeah, you want to leave a kind and professional review on every review, both positive and negative. Make it brief. Make it lighthearted. Sometimes you don't want to be long-winded and complicated about it. You just want a nice professional review will do the trick.
Yeah, exactly. Don't make it generic. Don't make it like an auto response. Again, that's kind of tacky, like we said. And try not to just delay your response time. People are really looking for you to acknowledge their efforts. I mean, it takes a lot to try to figure out how to even leave a review these days. So responding shows that you genuinely, I almost got care about their experience. I spit it out though.
You recovered. Oh goodness. So negative reviews. So this is something to think about. And it's almost you find out the hard way. the negative reviews, you can't simply just delete a negative review. Google they don't allow that.
Wish.
Yeah, you wish. So that's, I think that's what I mean. Some people learn the hard way. So they do have a way to sort of flag something, and that's your way, excuse me, of getting Google to review it. But they're only going to consider it if it's like spam, if it's vulgar, if it truly is fake, and then they'll have to evaluate it first before they consider removing it. So in other words, it's super difficult to remove a negative review.
You may as well consider that Google's not going to take it down.
Yeah.
Because we've seen some really ridiculous things. So just assume that they're not going to take it down and go forward with that. So try to respond. If it's a negative thing, don't let it linger. Try to respond within 24 hours, because people see that response and it shows that, you know, it's valuable to you. Even though they left a negative response, you still care. And it really helps people that are looking at all of these reviews in the future. They say, hey, you know, they tried to take care of that, try to resolve it. And it really makes you look really good, or as good as you can, with a negative review.
That's so true. I mean, you think about it, if you let a bad review go unanswered, not only as a customer, it's kind of almost going to build their resentment, an unhappy customer, but anyone in that time frame stumbles upon the bad review is going to get a sense of like, well, you don't really care. You're not addressing this. So, you know, I'm just going to sit here and read their end of it. You didn't acknowledge it. So it just got to respond to those reviews.
Yeah, and you kind of have to sit there and think a little bit. Like I said, the backspace is your friend. I would say, we always say to go ahead and write up a response, maybe in Word or someplace else, not necessarily right there on the review. Think about it, run it by somebody else, just to make sure that, you know, you're not taking anything out on the customer, and respond with concern and compassion that you really care, and go a step further, provide a solution for the problem. This is pretty cool. I don't know if a lot of people don't know this, but that customer can go back in and change their review. So if you respond in the correct way, 33% of customers will change a negative review to a positive one if they have a resolution to the problem.
I think that's so key.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something too, when I was talking to Rob about this the other day, is if it was a mistake on your part, so they did, you know, own up to it. However, let's say the customer, they left a review and it wasn't accurate. You know, maybe, you know, they didn't have the right information or whatever it is. It is an opportunity for you to clarify and clear your name. So if they didn't give an accurate representation, now this is, again, where you have to be very professional.
Yes.
But it's a way of saying, oh, you know, here's what happened. We're so sorry, blah, blah, blah. And again, it's just kind of that opportunity to clarify and clear your name in a situation that if you leave it just sitting there, well, then they're only going to have their side of the story out there. But yeah.
Exactly. Well, that was a lot of information, a lot of great information. Yeah. But again, it's responding to your customers online, whether it be reviews, whether it be they have questions. You have to be there as much as you would be in person to answer their questions. So as always, we would love to help you with this, getting this stuff set up, or anything in digital marketing. And I think that's pretty much a wrap for today.
That's it. Until next week, everyone. Thanks for watching.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.